Welcome to the Occult Rejects. Got a very, very special episode. I was very happy to get these two ladies on with us. I think they're two amazing, awesome women, and I think they're doing some great stuff, and they're already bringing out some banging guests on their new show. So I figured we'd get them on and talk to them and get to know about them a little bit. But before we get to them, let's introduce the other rejects. We got my man, Jin the Ninja. What is going on, sir? How are you?
What is up? Thank you so much, boss. Obviously, I came on specifically so I could meet the girls because I like what they're doing and I see it on the timeline. So thank you guys so much. And obviously, Tyrone, it's great to all be in dialogue and discourse together. And so if you want to check me out, you can check out Threshold Saints, which is my show on Spotify and Apple, Serial Experiments in Speculative Ontology. And you can also check out the Gray Lodge, of which I am the moderator and co-host, which there are 7 or 8 of us, maybe 7, maybe 8, but, secret third, maybe. So you can check that out. We're on YouTube now, and we also are live every Friday night Gnostic Mass, but sometimes we do speculative Gnostic series as well. So that's kind of our, everybody's doing a project, but it all comes together on that time. So everybody can check that out. Wukong Reborn, WUKONG Reborn. All my links are there. Threshold Saints, IG and X, Twitter. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Of course. No, thank you very much, man. And definitely go check out that thing he does. It's very impressive. It's been growing. He's got a lot of people in there, which would tell me he's got something worth hearing. It's getting bigger and bigger. So check it out. I enjoy it. Some good stuff in there. It will have you howling at the ceiling fan. That's how good it is. It's an inside joke nobody's going to get. All right, my man, Headless Giant. What is going on, sir? Nice to see you here.
How you doing? This is a great Saturday morning. Good to see you all. You can find me on Twitter at the Headless Giant and on YouTube at the Headless Giant. And on Thursdays, we read your occult emails. So send them to the Headless Giant podcast at gmail.com and we will read them for you.
Get those damn emails over there. Yo, you got to start introducing the cat. At this point, he's like part of the show. He's always there. What's his name?
Beans.
Beans. There we go. We got Beans over there. So he's basically always in the shot. All right. And we got Ricardo. Fucking Ricardo didn't join us. We got Tyrone. What's going on, Tyrone? So sorry about that. How are you, sir? So happy for you to make it, man.
What's up? Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? So this is an honor to be able to see the collaboration between the Occult Rejects and Universe Unveiled. Is it's awesome. I already had 2 conversations with them. And, it's always a pleasure. I learned something. Dolores Cannon, got to get the books. I've been told that so many times since our conversation. So it's, when you hear something so many times, you got to get it. So I got to get some books because of them. Everything you can find on me is on my website, rebirthoftheword.com. And you can also get my book, Journey Through the Origins of History, which is on Amazon.
It's a good book.
Check that stuff out. And, yes, Ricardo's like, I'm not there, but I'm still on your mind, huh?
Always.
I should think about that. All right. So thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. And finally to the guests, and we will start with you, Jacqueline. How are you, Jacqueline? Please let everybody know what your deal is and what you are about.
So I'm Jacqueline, co-host of Universe Unveiled podcast with my lovely here, Dolly. Presented by the Institute for Natural Philosophy. You can find me on Twitter at Jacqueline Small, easy to remember. And yeah, super thrilled to be here. Happy to see all the familiar faces. Love all the support and looking forward to the conversation.
Yeah, no, thank you. And Sarah, what is going on? How are you? Please let everybody know what your deal is.
I am Peachy. I am Sarah. You can find me at Sahara Cosmos on X. Also, I operate the UU page. So if you message that, it comes to me. So yeah, glad to be here. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right. Well, get into it right away. I guess whoever wants to take this, or if you both want to give an answer, what even got you into podcasting?
Oh.
Ricardo.
That's a simple answer, Ricardo.
In one word.
Yeah. Simple answer, yeah.
Next.
Well, all right. So, all right. Would you mind explaining that? Because I am assuming you're associated with the Institute. So
yes. So short and simple answer for that is, if you find yourself on the Institute page and you find yourself filling out the forms to, contribute or to volunteer in any way, what eventually happens is you get a reach out from Ricardo and a
Immediately.
meets call. So the very first time I ever met Ricardo, we have a meets call. He's checking me out, seeing what I'm into, what can I contribute. And off the hop, he says, I have this idea for an all-female podcast. And we have this girl,
Smart.
and I think that you would be a good match, and I'm going to hook you guys up. And I just said, yeah, that sounds cool. I'll check it out. Let's see what she's like, see what the lay of the land is. And honestly, that's that. Very shortly after that, Sarah contacted me, and we just kind of hit the ground running. I'm like, okay, let's do this, Yeah. Not to mention, somehow Sarah is probably one of the most fabulous human beings that I've ever met. So we had really great chemistry off the hop and got along like we've known each other for years. So Ricardo has a knack for matching people to the things that they're good at.
He's the sorting hat off Harry Potter.
He's a sorting hat.
Everyone.
For sure.
He's like that. Seriously, I met him through Twitter or X or whatever. He hit me up, and we've been linking up since then. That's why I read his books, because it's just amazing how he has this personality to find people who's like, okay, I think this person will work with this person. This person will be able to work with that person.
For sure, like a Pied Piper.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I found and hooked up with my most excellent co-host, who I call Dolly, but she's really Sarah. But yeah, so we've just had a really easy time of connecting and collaborating. And we have found that at every turn we're on the same page. And it's really been one of the best happenstances for me, because I just adore her. So
the feeling's mutual.
Oh, Jay Quells.
Jay Quillen. She's been Jay Quillen since day one.
Mm-hmm. That's my real name.
So Jacqueline, when it comes to I guess, all right, since there's two of you, if somebody was listening to a show and it had kind of your flair, or that was kind of your show or your topic, what kind of ideas would be seen coming from you? What are you into? What is it that you would like to accomplish with this podcast?
I think
that's making Ricardo happy. Whatever.
That's true. So first and foremost, like, to rep the Institute for sure.
Yeah.
Introduce or expose the Institute and kind of what the Institute is trying to accomplish to as many people as possible. That's always been the goal from the beginning. And in terms of topics and interests that I'm into, I would say, from my part, for sure, Sarah and I have different interests and different ideas about guests, which is great because they're completely opposite. So it kind of brings a mix into things.
It does,
yeah. I am an anthropology student, so I am currently enrolled in school. So I would say that I have more of an interest in talking to not necessarily academics, but I'm really interested in new discoveries, what's going on in archaeology, kind of keeping up with the news in terms of that, talking about new dating methods, like all the boring sciencey stuff. I'm into all that.
No, that's awesome. That's
yeah,
great.
like I also like anything to do with like languages, culture, just anything to do with anthropology. Before I was a student of anthropology, I was a nurse for many years. So I kind of have a science background.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of lean towards that side of things. However, I'm also, as a hobby, have read a lot about religions. So I just kind of meld all that together. And that's what I bring to the table. I don't know if that answers your question or if it's even, but I would lean on the side of the sciencey things. And then Sarah has her own flair.
Sarah's the woo-woo person of the
She
show.
All right, let's hear it, Sarah. It's your turn now. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, I mean, I came to the Institute because I had, and I've heard you call it a magical experience, so I'm going to steal that term from you. I had a magical experience, and my whole reality just got flipped on its head. Yeah, and just completely spontaneous. I mean, I wasn't looking for any of this shit. I didn't want to, like, I had shit to do, you know?
Normal life, that shit to-
Yeah. Everything went crazy, and I had to start digging and basically, remapping my understanding of my whole reality. And I researched alone for probably 5 years or so, and it just became apparent that this needs to be a group endeavor. I need more perspectives to add to it to kind of fill it out some. And if I found this, what in the world have other people found? Let's talk to them. Let's put our heads together and see what's going on here. And I found the Institute, and that just really aligned with what I was trying to do. And I've been trying to find my tribe for a long time. So I mean, that's what this is. So I like to cover topics on like consciousness, and Tyrone was talking about Dolores Cannon. I've read every single one of Dolores Cannon's books.
Oh, nice.
She pioneered this shit. She did a wonderful job with her research.
The lady is very, very intelligent.
Yes, and her daughter has continued the work and released some stuff because Dolores passed in, I believe, 2014. So her daughter has continued the work and put out some stuff that was unreleased. And I mean, I've been through all of it, but it got to where you can only read so much, and at some point you're going to have to consult with your tribe and see what they have to add to your perspective. So that's what I'm interested in. I'm trying to figure out why my world got flipped upside down just randomly like that.
I have a quick question for Sarah. Nick, if you don't mind, just jump in really quick. Sarah, does the colors that you use behind you have any particular significance in relation or not to your magical experience?
Not really. Probably the blue, but I picked pink and blue because it's a balance of feminine and masculine. Represents balance and things like that. And mostly I just wanted kind of a spacey cosmic look for it. But yes, that would definitely have something to do with my magical experience.
Mm.
So why did you say blue?
Oh, I had a dream, and
It was blue. It was blue
there
dream?
was some blue stuff. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm just asking.
I don't want to get committed or anything because
No, I use blue a lot because of that too. I was just wondering.
Yeah, there was some blue involved there. In this specific color of blue.
Interesting.
So-
Interesting.
Turquoise
one thing
is
I was
not
gonna
your
s-
color. Sorry, Nick.
No, you're good. One thing I was going to say, I'm wondering if even Jin was thinking the same thing, and it's not. I'm sure it goes either way, but I know in occult symbolism, a lot of times you'll see purple and blue used for male, but kind of making to me they'd be making some high claims of their experience or understanding. So I understand you said purple for woman, but you could see like a king could be wearing purple.
Yeah, purple's royalty too.
Yeah.
That's my
right.
favorite color right there is purple. That's actually my favorite color is purple.
Same. That's my birthstone too.
It's interesting. After I had a magical experience and wanted to start trying to express it, there's different colors became my favorites because it meant something different to me now. Yeah. So,
Well, that's got to do with your journey through it and the spiral and the greater understanding of things around you. Not the same person you were.
That's it right there.
One thing I did want to ask both of you is I'll ask Jacqueline first. We don't have to go into it too deep, but like when it comes to the occult, are you interested in that stuff too?
Yeah, this is how I found myself watching your I do a lot of running at the gym, and as I was kind of finding the Institute, I was also finding your podcast, like just simultaneously. Very strange. And I was hitting bed pretty early in those days, some months ago, and so I would wake up in the morning and queue up your podcast while I was on
That's crazy to hear
the
somebody say
treadmill. And yeah, I just love the idea of having a panel of people, excuse me, and everyone just kind of talking and bringing their ideas to the table, and it just broadens the topic so much. Instead of getting one perspective, you can only get 6, 7, 8, 9, so depending on how many people you have on. So yeah, definitely the name piqued my interest. And so I clicked on it. Some of the artwork also, like it was coming up in my feed, and some of the artwork was pulling.
Was that like made you kind of wonder too?
Yeah, I was like, "What's this
Good,
all
that's
about?
why I
Like,
make it
who
like
are these people? What are these people talking about?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to think of stuff as cheesy as it sounds real quick. I try to think of like, I mean, some of them are even inspired off of other shit.
Yeah.
But it's like things that caught my attention as a kid that made me
Sure.
wonder. And then like, even as a child, I would see Iron Maiden fucking albums in the fucking supermarket and be like, yo, that's probably some crazy fucking shit music. And then
Sure.
10 years later, I find myself listening to it because I remember that as a fucking kid. And now I want to see what that's about. And my parents will let me buy it now. You know what I'm saying?
Allowed to have it.
I try to make imagery like that, believe it or not.
Yeah, it was for sure. Like a lot of things piqued my interest. And then I popped on, listened to one. It was a symbolism episode. I can't even remember specifically. I remember Headless was there.
That was
and yeah,
symbolism.
I'm pretty sure Jen, you were there also. And yeah,
Maybe
so I just
Mario?
popped it into my saved and listened to the first episode while I was taking a really long ass run. So yeah. And then after that, it was just became a habit. And then
that's awesome.
Synchronicity pulls everything together. And here we are.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I guess, Sarah, you probably would be as well, right? Into the occult to an extent because of what you just said before. Kind of had your own experience that made you wonder.
I got dragged into it by the ear, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have an NDE?
What's that?
No, I was asking if she had a near-death experience. Maybe that's what did it.
No.
Okay. All right. No, just wondering. All right, Jen, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, not at all, Nick. I apologize. I'm usually not as talkative, so I understand. Maybe in spurts, right? But no, I've been thinking a lot about exactly what Sarah and Jacqueline just said. Like, it is. It's the aeon of Ipsos. It's the aeon of like the many coming together, individuated in their experience, but then also expressing. And I understand. Like Sarah is using Kabbalistic language. I don't even know if she's meaning to, but in a way, I can kind of get it. And so, and even her saying like, I chose these colors after the experience, that's actually more meaningful because that means that you're a magician and you're actually choosing the ways that you express that experience and the sephira of your own will. So I just want to say that I was quite excited in that. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's what this is about, like letting the words arise in discourse.
Absolutely.
Very well said.
When Sarah made the logo, I kind of sent her the picture. It's a picture that I took, and she kind of came up with the rest of it. Like everything, all the editing that you see on our interviews actually is all Sarah. I don't do one stitch of that. She does all of the editing work. She does all of the magic after the fact. I just show up.
Yeah, she's told me about it.
Yeah, I just show up and yap a little bit. And
I think we both bitched about editing to each other.
Yeah. She does all that. And like without her, I don't know that I wouldn't have the time to necessarily get that work completed because I just have a wild ass schedule. So eternally grateful, Dolly, as you know. But she's the magician in the editing room for sure. She makes everything come together and she makes everything look pretty and sound pretty. Yeah. So all the artwork and the colors and the use of anything in any of our videos is all Sarah. 100%. She will throw things at me and say, what do you think of this? And I'm like, I think whatever you want is what it's going to be because
I can't do anything better. Right?
As long as she's happy with it, I'm happy with it because she just has like a really good eye to make everything look nice. So
that's cool.
I give her carte blanche in that department. She can do whatever she wants. I just let her do what she wants. I'm the perfect work wife.
But on the flip side, the things that you do, I don't know how to do, like running our studio. I have no idea how to work our studio for our podcast. I don't know what to do with any of that shit. That's Jacqueline's stuff.
Yeah.
And we've split the responsibilities so that we can stretch our reach. And the things she knows how to do, I don't know how to do. And the things I know how to do, she doesn't know how to do. So, I mean,
I do all the
it's really
boring,
good.
like uploading and all that kind of shit on all the other platforms. She prepares everything for me and I distribute it, except for she pops everything up onto YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good working relationship, actually.
That's cool. No,
I'm
that's
blessed.
cool.
Totally
There's
blessed
balance.
with my work wife. Thanks, Ricardo.
Thanks.
Uh,
The Podfather.
The Podfather.
yeah, the
Indeed.
pod.
Yes,
That's why he's the Podfather, because he literally made the podcast. I mean, it was his
Yeah.
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw that, I was like, "That's right, he did actually. It was his idea."
I never wanted to be on a podcast. I mean, I've never for a single second expressed any desire to do a podcast. And he was just like, "Hey,
You're doing
we're wanting to put together a couple of podcasts, and one of them is and I quote, a goddess podcast with 2 female hosts. Are
He
you
told me
interested?"
about that idea before you guys came on, and I was like, "Yo, that's
Well,
yeah.
genius."
At first, I pretended I didn't see the message for like a couple of hours. I'm not
Oh, it was
doing
enough
that.
where you can see kind of enough of what he said before you click
Yeah.
on it.
No,
and
I'm
see
not
it.
Yeah.
clicking on that shit.
Hell no. Hell no, I'm not doing
Funny.
that.
Too funny, yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah.
then I thought about it, and I was just like, sometimes you walk the path, and sometimes the path walks you. And
That's
I think
right.
that this is the path walking me. So I had a yes man. You remember that movie, Yes Man? I had a yes man moment, and I was just like, whatever. None of this shit really matters with this reality that we're like, none of this means anything or matters in the long run. Let's do it. So on a whim, I think we threw the podcast together in 2 weeks.
For real. We just we're like, okay, well, let's just do this shit. We'll get this. We'll do this. And it just kind of came together. And in the beginning, I think that like we had a lot of great examples of how it should look, right? Like we both consume a lot of podcast content. So that makes it easier. But now we just kind of do whatever we want. And
that's the best way. That's the best way. And it's funny you say that, because I look at my old podcast videos. I'm like, man, this shit sucks. I wouldn't watch me. But then,
Right?
now I actually put time into it.
There's
'cause I
some
don't feel like-
old shows I've
Yeah.
erased because I was like, "Oh, that was garbage."
Yeah,
and-
we'll just
but
get
you
rid
see,
of
the
this
thing
shit.
is, I did a test thing the other day. I started off recording myself, and then I would publish it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I started saying, well, I want to go live because I wanted to do less editing. If I'm live, maybe I'll make less mistakes. And that's not necessarily true, but I feel like I'm more into it when I'm live.
Yeah, for
rather
sure.
than doing a recording.
And the
So
best
that's
thing
why I do
is
everything live now.
mistakes don't matter.
Yeah,
Like,
it don't. It don't.
Who is out here
None of this
making
shit
everything
matters.
perfect?
It don't. It don't. It don't.
Like I don't care
It doesn't
about.
matter.
I don't care about that shit. I tell
No,
her,
you're
don't
right.
edit nothing. Don't edit nothing. Just throw it up there. Whatever I said, whatever I did, however I looked, it doesn't matter. Like it's just about
Yeah,
the conversations that you have with the guests, right? It's about the connection
Yeah.
that you're making with people. So we don't. What do we always say, Sarah?
We're gonna wing it.
Oh yeah, we wing it, but
That's pretty much what I do.
we don't censor anything. People say, "Oh, can I say?"
We don't
swear
believe
words?
in censorship at
Can
UU.
we do this? Can I do that? I'm like, you do whatever you want, as long
That's
as you're
part of the
comfortable.
problem, censorship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as
Everybody
you're
want their
comfortable
fucking
talking.
feelings coddled.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't coddle feelings for nobody.
No, neither do I. Unfortunately.
Like, how can you be in the field of researching or wanting to know the truth and want your fucking feelings coddled in the first place? Like,
Sure,
you should
get
be
out.
looking for
Yeah,
your feelings to
this
be
shit
Move
heard.
out of the
pretty.
way. Yeah. Just
This
move
shit
out of
ain't
the
pretty.
way. No, that's the thing. The truth is ugly, right? So
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
Like,
you're upsetting.
it's very upsetting. So I don't even understand how you can get emotionally involved in the first place. That's the first thing you should get rid of is your emotions about anything, this stuff. Because once you bring your
True.
emotions in there, you're going to bring your narrative, your belief is going to come in there, and then you're just going to repeat the same dumb shit that everybody else is repeating, and then you're going to be in an everlasting circle trying to figure out what you
Echo
want to figure
chamber.
out.
Echo chamber, yeah. But anyone who researches something into such in depth, I find like they hold on to it like it's a little baby. Like, oh, I've spent the last 5 years nurturing this idea. So, they can't they can't separate themselves from the reality that they created and what's actually happening. So
it's funny you say that, because you're right. Just imagine yourself doing like 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years on the same subject, and somebody comes along 2 years and says, yeah, you're wrong because of this, that, and the third.
yeah,
Like that would probably that would hurt a lot of people's
That
feelings.
would
But I mean,
make you a little dick
if
hurt.
you research something for 40, 50 years and you believe in only one thing, you failed yourself in the first place, because you just
That's right.
basically just found everything that goes with your narrative and didn't find nothing else that goes against it. So if you believe one thing out of the 40, 50 years of research, yeah, you definitely did yourself disservice.
I've heard a lot of occultists say if you believe the same shit that when you walked in the door and started this, 20 years later, you're doing something the fuck wrong. Even your idea
Yeah.
of
All out.
changed throughout that time. Can't be the same shit it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Exactly.
You're
You
always
don't have at
learning new
least
shit and trying to understand it, adopt other things.
Yeah.
if you don't have at least 3 theories about a subject that you're interested in, you're not doing yourself anything good.
Yeah,
That's
the ones that
true.
interest me are the ones that have like 1,000 theories. It's like, fuck, I gotta figure this
You
out.
got to have at least 3 though. You got to be like, okay, I understand this one. Okay, this is this theory. You should be able to argue your point no matter what facts or anything that somebody throws at you. Your argument should be able to be like, okay, that might be true, but this, that, and the third, and you should be able to explain it like, you know, like you're talking to a kindergarten where they would explain it. If you can't keep it simple and stupid, then you don't know it well yourself. You know what I mean?
Base principle. Yeah.
Well, Jay Quellen, this kind of goes into your field of study as an anthropologist. How many times have you seen the tendency for your field to just kind of go with whatever they've worked on and not exactly, you know, introduce anything new, and then fight everybody who brings any counterpoints up?
Sure. Like you see a lot of people like with the blinders on, right? So like I said before, people who have spent, you know, 5 years, 6 years, 7, 12, we're looking at people with PhDs here and tenure or whatever, you know, they depend. It's not necessarily that you're fucking with their ideas at that point. You're messing with their money because, you know, so it goes beyond like a personal attack in terms of belief. You start messing with people's money and they get really, really funny, right? So being a person who has a foot in academia and a foot like in the independent research world, I feel it and see it all the time. So while I'm studying, I have to like stand on this side of the line because I need to regurgitate that shit that they're teaching me, right? To check all the boxes and do all the things that, you know, to get my piece of paper and move on with my life. Like, but being a person who I don't align with that at all, you know, but I have plans after the fact of using the piece of paper to accomplish my own goals, not necessarily their goals, but my own goals. And so I have this like constant back and forth, and I have to always be conscious of where I am and what I'm doing. Like you can't drink, you have to almost like stick your finger in the Kool-Aid, but then you can't be drinking it too much. You don't want to fall under that spell, because I think there's a lot of really good researchers and academics out there who did fall under that spell. You know, they did get taken over because they dangle that carrot. Here's your money. You know, you can have tenure. You can have this money for research. We'll send you to this country for the next 5 years. Whatever the incentive is, a lot of people just kind of let their ideas go the wayside. And so, yeah, for sure, Headless, I see a lot of that, specifically because I'm currently studying. So I'm stuck like underneath a thumb part of the time to actually produce and regurgitate that shit that they, you know, this university put out this study, so that's what we're going with. And so any other extra information, be it from academia or be it from independent research, like I have said things in discussion posts specifically, not necessarily papers, because everything has to be, you know, academically cited, but in discussions online, which are part of my curriculum, I'll mention things that I've read elsewhere or heard elsewhere, or, you know, and people are like, well, where'd you get that information? Well, to be honest, this is where I found it. But, you know, well, that's not a citable source. Okay, but what do you think about it? it's like a no, poo poo. Like you can't have that shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that goes along with my lifetime personality. I've always been like a little fringy black sheep. So I'm okay with that. I'm all right with somebody shitting on my ideas because I don't really care. But yeah, it's prevalent for sure. And I see the people that are like completely in line, like they got a big glass of Kool-Aid and their thoughts are narrow and they can't hear anything outside of what's printed in that book, you know? They're not having it. So
how long have you two been podcasting for?
Dolly.
June.
Couple of months.
Yeah. We are a brand new baby podcast. We are just starting out. We have no idea what we're doing. I want to also throw that in there. I feel like that's important.
Yeah, but
we are learning.
I'm happy with what we're doing. So we are learning.
Oh yeah.
Since you started, it's only been a few months.
Mm.
But since you started, is there anything about podcasting or the community that surprised you since you've been around? Was there any like I didn't think it was like that moments?
Of course.
For me, definitely. Because like I said, I was trying to find my tribe. And, you know, after my magical experience, I'm like Chicken Little with the sky is falling, you know, like I'm going around and I'm telling people this stuff and they're just looking at me sideways. And I'm like, no, why don't you see it?
What's wrong with you?
What's like, are you dumb? And I mean, so I've wanted to find people for a long time who understand, you know, not necessarily magical experiences, but just the journey that I'm on in the pursuit of truth. And so, you know, I felt so alone for probably like 5 years, just beside myself with all this information. And anytime I talk about it, people think I'm crazy. So, you know, to get here and link up with the people that we're linking up with, and to have people like that come just literally coming out of my ears. I mean, wow, you know, like that's just wow. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I was looking for. So yeah, that was surprising.
Oh, okay.
That number, that 5-year mark seems to be a lot for a lot of people. That's how long it took me to find all you guys. Like I've been trying to find a group of people to talk to for a while. I, you know, having
scheduled rollout. It's a scheduled rollout.
And now it's like it all just happened all at one time. Like it's crazy because y'all talked about synchronicity earlier.
You go through a traumatic event or a near-death experience, like Nick was saying. It doesn't have to actually be a physical, like, oh, I almost got hit by a train, or it can be a mental death, an internal death. You can be, you know, just that depressed or sad, but you die in some type of way. And in Tyrone's case, he literally died and came back. And then that's what kicked it off for him. So, I mean, there's some type of traumatic event that happens. Then you end up finding this knowledge. You sit with it for 5 years or so, and then you start to link up with other people who are on a similar journey. I mean, it's just bam, bam, bam every time.
5 years for me too. 5-year mark for me too. Yeah. Crazy.
Yep.
COVID was a threshold. I've always
you
know, and we all kind of like were totally.
Shit, Jerry Springer, Twitter X, baby. Those were the best times right there. Shoot, hearing people argue over some crazy shit, be in the front yard, cutting the grass or working on something. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's so funny. That in Clubhouse too.
Yeah.
And it's easy to like, and I do think COVID was the turning point for some of it. But what I went through happened, I mean, just right before COVID. Right before COVID, I dreamed about COVID. Like I dreamed about it before it happened. And as COVID's rolling out and they're closing all the schools and they're doing all this stuff. And I'm telling my husband like weeks in advance. And I was like, we're all fixing to be sick. Everyone's going to be sick. They're going to close all the schools. It's going to be bad. It's going to be everywhere. And we don't know the truth about COVID. I don't like.
Do we know?
Something happened there. I don't fully know what's going on, but I mean, I had a dream where everyone was sick and it was just chaotic and people were running and I
Mm.
woke up and I knew, like checked the news, a couple of weeks later, and they're like, "Oh, there's this virus," and I'm like, "Say what?"
Yeah.
And just to see it roll out was just why, how, that's what kicked it off for me was why and how. How did I know? How did I dream about it?
I apologize, Sarah. I was
No,
excited.
go ahead.
I just want to say there was an ARG. Tracy Twyman talked about this. There was a Disney ARG from 2013 that predicted basically all of this, all the things that we experience. Is quite crazy, and even the numbers. And it's even pointing to something Kabbalistic too. So you can say that oh yeah, this was a great plan, or maybe it was synchronicity, or maybe it was astrological. I know Nick hates that layer. I do too. Let me just be clear. I am I call myself post-astrological because I understand those things more fundamentally, like Nick said, in Kabbalistic terms rather than gross astral bodies. And I think that's actually the right way. I think that's a lot more Paracelsian, or Platonic maybe. But yeah, I definitely think we walked through the crazy carnal ground, and we all came out a little weirder, and but we're all more open-minded, and we all went through the Jerry Springer time. We were send them all the gulag, and now we're all kind of moderating and being yeah, this is actually a time for exactly what we're doing, and for these greater projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a nurse until August of 2020, so some math for you.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
I was like, okay, it's time to duck out of here. Yeah.
It's been fun and all, but we'll see you.
Oh, it's been something. Yeah.
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 So go ahead, Elizabeth.
What topic that you've covered so far has really gotten your attention and sort of changed your perspective on a given topic?
I'm going to say the Jason Wilde episode was probably the most eye-opening for me.
I'm going to say that was also kind of like a kind of episode for me also. Yeah. Because it's outside of my not my realm of interest. Well, it's outside of my realm of interest, but not necessarily outside of my realm of understanding. I found it very interesting. He had so we interviewed this guy. His name is Jason Wilde. He had a UAP experience as a young child, and it really kind of just shook his whole life, changed the whole trajectory of his life. And he kind of went through this series of very jarring events, one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And then we meet this guy who's this guy is calm as a Hindu cow. He's just very level. His voice is even soothing. I was like, Sarah, I'm messaging her saying, is he hypnotizing us? He was just a different kind of character. I really enjoyed his interview. He was easy to talk to and had a wild story. Probably he's just from all over the place, doing all kinds of things, coming in from left and right field and interests and life experiences. But yeah, him piecing it together and talking about his UAP experience when he was 9 years old. I found it extra interesting because he only lives 2 hours north of where I live in Canada. And I know nobody lives in Canada except for me and Jason Wilde.
You do too, Jacqueline?
Yeah, I live in Southern
Jen
Ontario.
lives in Canada.
Do you?
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
So for the Canada gang.
Yeah. See, Canada has some shit going on.
We're weird.
Okay,
We're
okay.
naturally weird because of our winters. That's my theory. And we're closer to the pole, right? So we're
Yes.
all Canadians are quite weird. This is the truth. This is a secret truth of the internet that nobody wants to address.
Yeah. I try to bring up Canada as much as possible because every single person that I interact with in this podcast landscape is from the United States or, otherwise, mostly the States. So, yeah. Yeah, Canada's strong. Canada's a weird place to live, I think. Yeah.
I think anybody would say that about anywhere that they live. My bad, Headless. Go ahead.
Now, I've heard some of the conspiracies that Jen and another Canadian was talking about.
Mhm.
It's just stuff on some level, but then, you know, most people are trying to deny it to themselves or something.
Mhm.
That's sort of the
Mhm.
impression I got.
Canada
Is
just
that a
has
common
like
feature?
Canada just has like this weird political landscape compared to all y'all in the States. You know, I really appreciate American values. I have a lot of
Mhm.
respect and a little bit, well, I'd say envy of what you have going on down there with your constitution, because Canada is, as you know, we're the redcoats in the north and our loyalties are outside, not necessarily Canadian centric, but like outside of and connected to so many other things, mainly, you know, Commonwealth countries and the British Empire and all that kind of shit is still left over and still prevalent in Canada. So yeah, Canada has a strange set of values where they don't, it's like we can't be patriotic. Whatever the United States is doing, we can't do that. So they do just whatever's adjacent to that, just enough that they can get away with. Like, things in Canada are always just a little bit more controlled, let's say. The news media is very controlled. Like everything, right? Everything. Yeah,
We're
everything.
ruled by the Privy Council. This is what
Yes.
Americans don't understand at all.
Yes.
Like, we have a literal 13-man cabal that runs everything. And we're not
Yes.
allowed to even really know who's on it. And it is a cabal. It's some
It
kind
is.
of weird.
13.
Yeah,
It is.
13.
it's an absolute magic number, cabal. Like, the British set it up really great. You know, the French, I am half French Canadian, so I always rep for that. But the truth is, the British didn't give us, we didn't inherit the best system from them.
No.
And so, yeah, we are exactly what Jacqueline said. We're very connected to empire, the thing, and we are always in opposition to America. Like, everything, just everything, anything that you guys do. I know Nick's like, you know, he goes a little Gen X pessimist a little, but there is something kind of good. There is something kind of good about the American spirit and like forging ahead and kind of like thinking you do have rights. Like, that is kind of innovative. Like,
Yes.
if you understand it in the world, like, there is a reason, like, people do look on Americans as like envious at times, and some of the third world kind of framings of the US as an evil empire. I'm not saying that that's not also true, but I'm saying that I think some of those framings actually come from a place of envy rather than a place of like speaking truth. Not
True.
always, but I think at times it can.
It's just the idea, like, that in the United States, you can say, you know, I'm a patriot or I stand for this or that. In Canada, that doesn't exist. There is no Canadian patriotism. There's this idea that we are, you know, like there's no Canadian identity anymore, maybe is what I'm trying to say. Like, they've been chipping away at it, and we just, instead of replacing our own population, we just import population. And so it's put a lot of strain on our identity as a country.
They certainly tried to construct a Canadian patriot identity with the last spurg out over Donald Trump saying that they were going to make it the 51st state.
Yeah, that would be like, I'm here for the 51st state.
I am too, Jacqueline.
Yeah, I'm totally here for that. Like, if that ever happened, like, I live in central Canada in Ontario, but if that ever happened and they snagged Alberta, I'd be packing my bags for sure. Yeah, I'm suddenly an Albertan because Canada, I mean, it's my home country, right? But I'm not feeling it. It's been a while since I have, so yeah, it's a strain, and I definitely have. It is hard. It is hard in so many ways. It's really difficult to actually kind of articulate it. I think it's because it's mental and it's emotional and it's financial. Canada's an expensive country to live in, and it shouldn't be that way. We have so many resources and so many less people than our southern neighbors that there should be, you know, this should be a land of plenty, but it's not. And every day, continuously, there seems to be less and less freedom to be or say or do what you want to do. So, and to have it compounded by having your financial freedom also reined in is very difficult mentally.
Is that the British influence, do you think?
Well, I mean, look at Britain right now. Brutal. Yeah. And so, like, Canada is a sovereign country, but at the end of the day, we're a Commonwealth country.
Mm-hmm.
So if Britain says, "Hey, yo, we need you," we're there. It's almost against our will, you know. Even not that we have a military to speak of. If you guys wanted us, you could come and just take us. I'm just saying. There's our military. What's
That's
that?
the first time I've ever heard anybody from a different country beg for the U.S. to go in there.
This
Isn't that
actually
something?
happens quite a lot, though. Headless.
Yeah.
I know it's like kind of crazy, but like I had to reconcile it. Like when the Burmese had their like the junta toppled, you had a lot of Burmese people on Twitter posting like, "Please come save us, America. We don't want China." And I had to like check myself as like kind of a, you know, I wasn't leftist at the time, but I kind of still had that framework. And I was like, well, these people are actually saying what they want. Of course, it could be bots. Who knows? It's all narratives are constructed, right? But I actually think it happens a lot. Just having like a parent from the third world, I kind of get it. Like there is like a thing that they look at, and like even like the Canadians that came in like the 70s and the 80s, they are very patriotic in a way.
Mhm,
They're like,
mhm.
I appreciate the opportunity to have come here, be able to make some money, be able to like build a life, buy a house, like all that stuff. And yeah, maybe it is boomer mentality, but you know what? Like that was of their generation. So of course they're going to embody those ideals. So I
Mhm.
can't really fault them. But I just want to say that it is more common. It's just that
Mhm.
it gets framed in a specific way. People do actually want the US to save them sometimes. It's real.
Sure.
Well,
The tough
if
thing,
you
I
think
think,
about it-
for I think from you guys down south looking at us, like if you're getting any information about Canada as a country from our news, this is the wrong approach. Because I don't think that they represent the populace and the opinion of
Sounds
the
like our
populace.
news too.
Yeah. But you guys at least have like some differing perspectives in terms of your news choice. We have state-sponsored Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, which that's not the news. That's not the representative of Canada. That's the curated government opinion and representation of our country. It ain't real.
Very unpopular. Let me
Yes,
just say
very
that. Like
unpopular.
most people, even normies, you can just talk to them and be like, "Do you watch CBC?" They're like, "Hell no."
Like
They'll
I
all
would
say
not.
that.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
would not. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's really funny to me. There's all these wars that America could swoop in on and get the easy win.
Mhm.
And those are none of the wars they ever get involved with. They only get involved with the wars where, you know, it's a guaranteed loss. Iraq, Syria, all the
Something
rest
to
of these
that.
places. Yeah, there's something to it.
For sure.
Definitely.
When it comes to going forward with your show, is there any ideas that you guys have with like certain maybe stuff you want to touch on? Not specific guests, I guess say, but maybe avenues or ideas or topics.
Dolly.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out why that happened, you know. And I know that I'll never get the answer. I know it's never going to be like Eureka, you know. But the things I'm learning on the way, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal here, is to get as close as I can in this lifetime and do as much as I can with it. And also to bring that to other people, because I know that there are other people like me. I know that this is a strange phenomenon that is, you know, I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm here. I want to bring that to people who are going through the same thing and help them, you know, not tell them what to think, but here, you know, look at this. And it's like Tyrone was saying, you know, you need at least 3 theories, and you have to look at everything. And that's what I want to give people an opportunity to do, is to just make up their mind for themselves, because that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what the government says. It doesn't matter what science guy says. What do you think? You know,
Yeah.
what's true for you? I want you to find that. I want to help people find that.
I think
So-
Sarah and I do a good job of covering a lot of ground, because we have lots of similar interests, but we also have, you know, different shit that we look at. So like we just keep it really casual. We just kind of shoot each other a message like, oh shit, did you see this? Or did you hear of this person? You know, and we just want to talk to people who are interesting. We want to talk to people who have some shit to say and, you know, aren't afraid to say it, or they have new ideas that maybe nobody's listening to, or, you know, they have a perspective that's just so wild and out of left field. Like I need to know. I want to know why somebody thinks that way. Where'd you come up with that? Where did it come from? You know, what is it that you read or discovered that I didn't hear about yet? Why are you thinking that way? So for me, the podcast itself is just kind of like an opportunity to, you know, sit in the comfort of my living room and speak with all kinds of people, with, you know, cool people or people with cool ideas. Like, I just like to hear people's stories. It's a totally different perspective for me to be the one that's doing all the talking, because normally I'm the one doing all the listening and letting somebody else tell me what they think. You know, they say, oh, you know, we asked them, you want to come on the show? Nick, you would know, like, and they say, well, what do you want me to talk about? I want you to talk about you and what you're doing and what you're into. And it's kind of just like like an open space for people to come and be whoever it is that they are. Whatever you're researching, what are you reading? What are you doing? What are you writing? You know, I want to know what everyone is up to. And I want to know, I want all those people to have an opportunity to say or be exposed to a wider audience, you know, to the best of our ability, hopefully more audience in the future. And let them know, like, the stuff that you care about, other people actually care about it. You know, you can find a tribe, like Sarah said. You're not out there on your own doing your own thing and kind of isolated if you're feeling that way. Or, you know, I think you're cool. I think some of the people that watch us might think you're cool. Come on the show. That's how I look at it. Like, just keep it casual. You know what I mean? Not everyone's going to agree with everything that everyone says or all the guests that we have on. Like, but I don't really care. It's just about, you know, collaborating and talking to people and whatever you're into. I'm
throwing it in your repertoire of things to consider.
Yeah. Like whatever you're into, I'm down to entertain it for at least 2 hours. That's what a podcast is to me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna ask you something else and I totally lost it now. Oh, what about some of the guests? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you already said that one guy. Is there any that you have coming out that you could, like, I guess, let people know about going forward?
Oh shit, Sarah, who do we have coming out?
we got this asshole from the Occult Rejects.
Wow, I was like, damn, like,
who is it?
No, we have
name in my mind actually.
We have Nick's episode coming out on Wednesday, so that's that's he's our next victim.
After that, is there anybody?
Actually, our next interview is with Headless, isn't it?
Oh shit!
Yeah, we have Headless next week.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Well, that's what's
See,
up.
like, we're just going through the rank and file of the OR here.
We are.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much everyone, like, on your show, we're going to probably pull a lot of people from your show just because I've been in awe. I've been in awe since day one at just, I mean, like, especially like Headless and Jen and Ricardo and Tyrone, like, y'all's ability to retain this information and also your ability to recall this information.
Yes.
It's just how I can't do it. I mean, like, I mean, I've done my due diligence as far as history goes and, you know, occult knowledge and things like that, but I'll be damned if I can recall it if you ask me to. It's just, I can't access it. I can
People say the same shit over and over again. That's how I recall most of my shit, because I spent so much time in spaces and talking to people. It's literally people say the same exact shit. So you know me, I always go to my library, grab the book, and read what it says from the book. I do it so much that I have it fucking on Twitter now that I don't even have to do that anymore. I just go to the search thing, type it in, and be like, look, it's right here, and that's it. And it's funny because, you know, I used to be like that too. Like when I used to hear people retain stuff, I think it's because a lot lot of people have a specialty. I don't think I have a specialty. I think I just go straight to, you know, if somebody, like when I was talking about the religion, the violence and stuff, if we was to talk about violence and religion, I would pick that book up that I was just showing you guys. Be like, well, this is what I know, and that's it. You know, I'll just stick to what I've read. So, but I used to think that too. Like, man, how do people remember? Like, I wish I could remember Bible scriptures, because I love Bible scriptures so much, because they can go towards anything. But I can't remember a single one. I have favorite ones, but I got to go look them shits up. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I need some tabs for my brain. That way I can just.
No, I need that neural link. I need that fucking neural link. That's what I need, so I can have it go ahead and instantaneously have it to my brain.
Shit. You have fun with that, Tyrone.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Oh, you bud.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'll call you when I need to know something.
Don't you also
Yeah,
have?
that'd be dead. You know how deadly combination that would be? My brain and fucking neural link. Oh my god.
That's right.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yep.
If you want to see a tangent, plug me into a microchip.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I'll be the last one to get it. That's me.
You also have Tyrone, I think. I don't know if it's the only one so far. Maybe it's the second one. I think it might have been the first one. You also do like a presentation with like roundtable type thing going on now, right?
You crew.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I know. I think you said you weren't sure if it's gonna be, you know, how often, but you said it would be like a group of people and normally would probably kind of cover a topic, correct?
I think we're gonna go with like a once a month probably kind of deal, where we get everyone together and get someone to present, and you know, just kind of all put our heads together on it, because I mean that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Learn from each other.
Yeah, so we just kind of grabbed from the, you know, from here and there, from the groups of people, kind of wait till we interview someone to see how they are, see how the chemistry flows, and then just picked a few people to put on like a panel discussion. I don't know where we got that idea from, but you know. Yeah,
we stole it from the Occult Rejects.
We stole it.
On the record, we stole that. I've been
I
following.
think you even said that when I was on your show or some shit.
We did, yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah. It's just I just love
really
that way. I love that way everyone gets together and talks. And it doesn't matter if you think differently than I do, or if we are like in complete opposition of each other, or we think we're each other's full of shit. As long as you're respectful and everyone gets to say their piece, like that's what learning is. Like nobody is an expert, because newsflash, we weren't, you know, especially in the realm of like ancient history or, you know, anything like that. Like we weren't there. We weren't there. So what the you think you know better than me? But instead of trying to one up each other, like just sharing ideas. Like I love that.
It's the connecting the dots is the purpose of that.
Yeah.
I mean, we like to take your special interest and your special interest, and let's all connect
Jam
the
them
dots
together.
between those.
Yeah.
Because everything is connected. I mean, not to sound cliche, but everything is connected. You know, your special interest and my special interest, they have a lot in common. You know, they have a lot of crossover. Let's explore those topics.
Yeah. Like where there's a gap in your ideas, somebody else could fill it in, right? Somebody else could say something just randomly that becomes like the bridge to the next idea that you're going to have, or your next, you know, sometimes when I'm sitting there like writing shit down, because it's like I'm picking up ideas for a side quest. Like after I get off this podcast or watching this podcast, I'm going to go find out some information about one thing, you know? Oh yeah, side quest. I'm a big side quest person. Like I have like this, you know, when you have the notes app in your phone, my phone is full of literally, I have maybe 2,000 notes on my phone, and it's
that's funny you say that, because some of the shit that I share is literally on my notes. Like I have a whole bunch of shit on my notes, so that way I don't ever have to worry about go look.
Yeah, and
it's
so
crazy.
every time I pick up some information about it, I go into my notes app and add it to the side quest tab.
I do that shit too. And I do that on my favorites on my PC too, or my laptop. I have a whole bunch of fucking links, and I'm sometimes I go and look at them and I'm like, man, why why the fuck did I put this here? And
Right.
I can't.
Or my phone. I remember I have looked before in the tabs. You know how you open all the tabs on your phone like over and over and like 250 tabs, and I'm like, Jesus, I gotta go in there and clear these out.
I gotta calm down.
I have to calm down. Yeah. So I love that collaboration idea. So the UU crew is
Tyrone did the which I highly suggest because it's going to be a different take on it. The Sumerians and the Anunnaki.
The inaugural was Tyrone and Dave. Yeah,
and we learned about Russell Brand's penis sheath.
We did. His golden penis.
Golden penis.
It is actually kind of weird. I'm not being weird. But yeah, like why do we know like Weinstein, like that? People discuss this like very in depth. People discuss Epstein's thing, and like many of these guys, I should not know what their shape is or any details. I don't want to know. But why is it like a
only one shape?
There's only one shape.
Egg shape.
Elon supposedly has an egg shape. Like, why do I even know that?
They said that about.
Now we all know that. Thanks.
But it is like, it is kind of meta magic. It is very parafictional. Like, it's like they put the narrative like, oh, I'm going to put this thing about my wing. Like, I'm going to put it into the ether,
like,
right?
They talk about that instead of talking about the truth.
It's better than Bobbit.
Yeah, better than Bobbit.
He lost his.
Bless it.
True.
There's a lot of Odin enjoyers that have become my friends, but I obviously always reject that. But they always say that, like, oh yeah, he can do that, and I'm like, yeah, that's great for you, but like I'm Buddhist, so I reject that framing.
Yeah.
We're even going back to Osiris.
And,
there's always the dicks involved already.
It's always there.
I was going to go back even further. What if they're talking about the Orphic egg? Like somehow all of these weird perverts have the Orphic egg hanging down there.
Could be.
Oh, the penis sheath.
We lost Jen.
Here we are considering dicks again.
It was titties on our episode.
It was titties on Nick's episode.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah. It was titties.
Yes.
And now I forgot what I was going to ask. Or actually, I was going to ask. Thank you, Jen, for coming back. I appreciate it.
Why wouldn't I come back?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think for the next one, I was hoping to do a topic at some point, even for that UU thing. Yeah, I want to cover people who have seemed to have been dead, but weren't, and had rather magical experiences.
That's interesting.
I even have like, scientific shit, like, it's real, like studies that have done that these people will appear dead, but they're out there doing something else. And
I would be very interested in that information.
Yeah.
Sure.
How many cases throughout history have there been where people have actually rung the bell on the inside of those sarcophaguses? And,
right.
They were.
That was like a whole thing, right? That was a whole thing. People were terrified of being buried alive because medicine was so shitty at determining whether or not you were dead or if you were going to come back from the dead so that you could ring the bell. That was like a whole era where they did do that. Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago either. I mean, they still did that up until not that long ago.
That's right. They did. I was a palliative nurse for 12 years on the night shift. So I have some things to say about being dead.
I bet. I bet.
Yeah, some wild stories.
You ever see Serpent in the Rainbow? That guy, they buried him. He was appeared dead for a few days and then comes back.
Yeah.
That was a very occult movie, I think, back then.
Oh, yeah. Serpent in the Rainbow? Oh, yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Clive Barker said he wrote that on like some crazy dream. He always wrote his books on dreams, right? And that's like, it's voodoo too, right? That's real. Like they would make that stuff and they would like really use it. That's why I always say like, look at magic not necessarily as like all the same in a way, but look at like the system as it bears fruit. Like, do you want to live in a society that like turns people into like cannibal zombies, or do you want to like maybe work on your consciousness? Maybe that's a more useful kind of frame for magic rather than like use it against your neighbors. I don't know, just an idea.
Like in that movie, for people who don't know what it is, and I've wondered. There's a point where I'm going to get to this. In the movie, basically, the guy from Spaceballs is going around looking for. I think he's like looking for some concoction that they think makes zombies. But basically, like you'll appear dead for like 3 days, and then you come back and you're all like fucking frazzled out. You know, which could happen from a magical experience too. If you don't know what happened, I'm assuming like a serious one. But like these people come back and they seem a little off, and as he's looking for it, he gets somebody ends up doing it to him. They end up blowing the stuff in his face. But and it had like all these poisons and stuff that was like pretty bad. They're just like these things that would kind of like fuck you up, obviously, if it makes you seem like you're dead for 3 days. There's a lot of grimoires that will have these concoctions that you're making that it's like these plants are poisonous. So why the fuck are they in here? So I've always wondered, like, are they even kind of, again, I think death is involved with a magical experience. Could even some of those weird grimoire recipes that don't seem healthy kind of to get you into that,
Don't seem healthy.
That don't
I would advise to ingest or eat. Maybe it was for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, you're right, Nick. Like this is the tantric ideas that like those are just conceptual ideas. Like like people like love to say to me on Twitter that like, oh, you're just consuming starfire, cakes of light like all the time. And that's not really true. That's not true at all, really. Those are conceptual ideas. The 5 meats, the 5 nectars, the 5 offerings. Yeah, they're extremely wrathful. That's why they're not, you don't usually talk about it in public. But they're just they have a meaning. Like it's a deeper meaning, and it's for your mind. It's not for practicing. It's just for your mind, strictly for your mind.
And that's exactly show why Ricardo posted this up here. It might have been the same thing. I always use this movie as an example of what a magical experience is. If you want to see people having a cheat code to it, Flatliners. That's
Flatliners, yeah.
Just
Never seen it.
People that will appear dead. They're going
check it
somewhere
out,
else.
sir.
And they come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OA too.
Yes,
OA was
yes,
all about
yes.
that.
Oh, yo. Yeah. That I would say probably gets a little bit more deeper into, I think much more deeper into all stuff that's going on with death and rebirth. For sure. Yeah. Headless covered that actually on the Occult Rejects a long time ago. It was like probably 2 or 3 part series, maybe even longer. There was a lot of shit talked about from the OA series. That was a good time.
Yes, it was.
So, is there anything that any of you ladies wanted to even like bring up or talk about, or anything you wanted to?
What
Dolly?
topics have you been researching?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, Sarah, you go first.
Do what now?
What topics have you been researching?
Zelda.
Zelda, yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Zelda lately, and
Yeah.
trying to knock out my shrines on that. So I researched that.
You found the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found the dragon the other day. Got the dragon. Got my sword.
Good.
As far as research, all of our time lately has been overtaken by having a podcast.
Isn't that something?
I've had to make it a point to back off a little bit, and just because I don't like to let stuff pile up, things that I need to edit, or I need to book people. I don't like to let it pile up. And so for a couple of weeks it's just been like, damn, all day every day, like I came here to learn. So I've been having to carve time out to do other things and play my game and turn my brain off, because I haven't been able to do that. It's been such a whirlwind since we started, and we've just been going full steam ever since. So the research we've been doing is the podcast that you've been seeing come out, and the topics that we cover on that, and and then I'm always, since my main area of focus is consciousness and magical experiences and stuff, most of that's internal. I mean, I don't like to look too hard at anyone else's research because I feel like it'll contaminate my own experience. If that makes sense.
I know exactly.
I don't want to pull from someone else's experience and then, you know, do we create our realities? If so, that, you know, that's a problem. I like to go in blind and see. Ricardo says it best. He says, I don't think, I wait for the answer. And yeah, never related so hard in my life. Like, I wait for the answer.
Yeah. I would say most of what the last 3 or 4 books that I've read were completely to do with the podcast. If we have a guest that's coming on that has written a book, I try to pick it up, make sure that I, do my due diligence and give the respect that, of at least reading the person's book if we're going to talk about it. So the last few books that I've read for sure were to do with the podcast, which is all, that's okay. It adds to the collection. And reading for school, I mean, that's just really in-depth and boring stuff about, dating processes and archaeological methods and, how was the city of Catalhoyuk set up, like things like that. So yeah, for sure, since it's not necessarily, a hobby or a personal interest anymore, and it's more like one of the duties that we have, Sarah? Like to be researching guests that we're going to have on and, topics of discussion that they're going to be interested in. And I do still try to make time for my side quests as per my notes app full of thousands of them. So try to get in my time about the things that I really care about. I'm a big, I really like ancient civilization theorization. Like, 'cause, like that's really always been the biggest one for me, because we weren't there. That's my favorite thing to say. Like, okay, first of all, you weren't there. Like, calm down. Don't go so hard.
That in the back of your mind.
Yeah, don't go so hard on a theory because you weren't there. So yeah. So I like to, read and speculate about that sort of stuff, and like a lot of history. I love history. Any kind of history. It doesn't have to be ancient history. It can be like 50 years ago history. From anywhere, any timeline, I'm into it. So I like to sort through the weeds and the chaff and get to the heart of things, if you will. Most of history is bullshit. So yeah.
Right. That's why I don't like to look at it, because I mean, you can't trust the history books. I mean,
I'm down for that. I'm
not saying there's no value, but you can't, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. Like,
right. So I can like really zone in on a particular, event in history. It was like during the Cold War, or it was during 50,000 years ago, and just deep dive and try to find out everything I can about it. I'm into that. So that's my thing. Obsess and compulse about something until I have consumed enough, if you will.
Oh yeah, I can get like that with topics.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like
ancient Go ahead.
No, you go.
Ancient history is, I'm not a history person. And if you watch you will figure that out very fast. I am not a history person, but at the same time, it is so relevant, because clearly there was something that ancient cultures knew about magical experiences and all this shit that we don't know today. So when I look at ancient history, I can kind of connect some dots there, and I'm like, I think I know what they're talking about, and it makes sense in my mind. But damn, if I can like reiterate that to someone in a way that does not sound insane.
I don't think it sounds insane at all, Sarah. And I'm like Jacqueline, but I take your perspective, Sarah. Is that it's all history is speculative, all archaeology is speculative. You cannot, we cannot concretize anything. We just know material sciences to a degree, as much as we understand them, but they also might be occulted if we don't understand them. Like Nick often brings up our phones. That's occulted if you don't know how it works. So it is in fact magic.
Yes.
And for most people, 99% of people, that's magic. Yeah, so I agree. True. It's all speculative, but we can look at it like I always look at it like a fiction. Like I'm not a history guy. I'm a metafiction guy. I like speculative history, but I can take it or leave it. I don't have to take everything as being true. But I think that both of you, that's a good polarity. Maybe is that you take different perspectives, and you can sort of explore it in different frameworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I found that between the two of us and the more, the more work we do together and the more we have, like we're pretty tight. We're the twins. That's
Twins.
what we're twins. We do complement each other quite well. And where I have no iron in the fire, Sarah's already all over something. So I appreciate that. Like she'll hit me up at like odd hours and be like, well, what do you think about this? Or, she gets the odd rampant tangent voice message from me. And I'm like, oh shit, girl, this is 12 minutes already. I got to go. When I get in, yeah, I can go off on a tangent when I get something into my head. So we do generate ideas from different spectrums for sure. And it's like the other twin kind of helps rein it in a little bit, because I think we both can kind of go off the deep end and we keep each other well balanced, and it's nice because it keeps the ideas flowing between us. And yeah, I really appreciate that. I'm super lucky to have a partner in crime that can kind of facilitate all of my wild ass ideas. Yeah.
Same, because the things that I lack, Jacqueline picks up. So like anywhere that I'm falling short, there's Jacqueline. And where Jacqueline's like, I don't really know, there I am. I mean, and it is like Jen was saying, the polarity. I think it is a good polarity. And I think it keeps us constantly checking ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And also it means that our areas of interest are backing each other up.
Yeah.
And that's important. That's, that's a good thing to observe. And I've learned a lot from it and am learning a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think it's funny because a lot of people, because we're just, we're fresh. We're just fresh baby podcast bitches. So a lot of people have ideas about how we should do things and how we should approach things. And it's funny because different opinions have come across our idea boards, if you will. And we just kind of look at each other like these people have no idea how tight we are and how like focused we are on what we're doing. And okay, thanks for telling us, because I don't know, like we hit the lottery with complementary personalities for sure. Yeah. Like we don't have to talk about shit. We're just communicating with looking at each other most of the time. Yeah. So that makes it really easy. Yeah.
Something else we haven't brought up was your news segment.
Our news segment. I love that shit. That's my favorite.
That's the 11:11 news every Sunday.
Yes.
At 11:11.
So throughout the week, Sarah and I keep our eye on everything, see what's interesting, or, for the most part, we really don't do it for the audience. I seriously pick up the articles that I find interesting personally, that I think other people might find interesting also. And we do like a short summarization of some information, but it's mostly Sarah and I just kind of bantering, which is my favorite part. And she edits it to make me sound super funny and clever, which I appreciate. Yeah. So it's just another opportunity for Sarah and I to get together and kind of just throw out some content. But
things that we found were relevant to what we're looking into, and like, hey, this,
stuff that we've talked about. Yeah.
Thing. So I'm going to throw it out there just to keep people in the know. And there's not enough news that's about, discoveries and what advancements we're making. It's all about politics. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't really talk about politics.
The people in this community are here because they are sick and tired of politics. I mean, I know I am.
I brought that up.
Yeah.
Dialectics is very exhausting. I think it's very magically, metaphysically, like people, I know other podcasters, I never use this word, but they'll say like steals your loosh. Well, nothing steals your loosh like putting your will into bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. It's like politics, I find, is such a trap because it is engaging and it seems like it's relevant, right? Like it seems like it is, but really it's the same bullshit over and over and over again, just with different faces. Yeah. And at the end result is we're all getting fucked. So it doesn't really matter. Like,
No, you can just
doesn't
watch-
matter. Like, stuff that matters is what's relevant to us. Like, what are we passionate about? What do we care about? What are the things that like have significance in our lives? You know, so who really cares about the politics? And I will be the first to admit, like, I've gone deep and hard on politics for a long time, until one day I just said, I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done with this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done with all this.
Jeez.
So
Drains you.
it does
It
drain
is.
you.
It's so
It does
draining.
drain you. It does drain you. And it's like, I don't want to open up my news feed on whatever social it is that I'm engaging with. And it's just like the same 20 faces. And he said, and she said, and he did, and she did. And it's just kind of, you know, it just feels like low level vibrations to me. And it doesn't feed anything within me. So I've mostly, like, the odd thing will pop up. But for the most part, I just got rid of all that shit. And now I only pay attention to the shit I care about, which is very nice. Very
with
freeing.
Like playing with the Goetia.
Yeah. Yeah.
I purged it all from my
Presidents
timeline.
in there and everything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun when you're 20, you know,
Right.
summon a demon here and there. Okay.
Just a
But
few.
then, yeah, then
Funsy.
you grow up and you're like, actually, that shit didn't really lead me anywhere good. So
That's right.
Yeah,
right?
just
You
stayed
figure it
angry.
out. That's right.
Put that shit back in the bottle.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and repeat that again when your news when the news comes out.
It is every Sunday at 11:11.
Imagine.
I like that.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
the 11:11 news.
Very good.
Things come out when Sarah determines that they come out.
Gotcha.
And I let her because I'm a good wife. Whatever she needs, that's what she gets.
You know, it really is hard to find, you know, quality people out there. You know, everybody's looking for quantity. That's why everybody's so focused on followers. You know what I mean? That's why it's like everybody's like, I got more followers than you are. There, you know, you paid for your followers. They're focused on followers, and they want people. They want more people to be around them. You know, I can be around 2 or 3 people and be happy. I don't need to be around 100 people. Matter of fact, if I'm around 100 different people, I got 100 different problems that I got to deal with, because each
That's
one
right.
of them are probably going to come to me and ask me for my opinion for some shit, and I ain't got time for 100 different opinions. So I'm gonna surround myself with the, you know, the people that are, you know, level-headed, you know, educated in some sense, and you know, that can be subjective of however you want to look at it. But in reality, you know, it's really hard to find people to connect with. You know, so I know everybody in here probably had a best friend growing up that they no longer talk to because that best friend did something wrong to them. So just imagine how it works when we're in the inner world.
Yeah.
Yep, everybody in here. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think, you know what, the whole follower thing, because we're a fresh podcast, like, it's fun, you know, it's kind of interesting to see, oh shit, we got a couple of new followers. That's, you know, that's fun. But I don't think that's the focus. And I think, you know, what I think is that a lot of people probably say the same thing that I'm about to say, is that we're just really concentrating on like generating content and trying to find the flow of where and what and who we're doing, you know, like, what are we doing? What is our purpose? What's our schedule? What's a good happy medium for us so we're not running ragged, you know what I mean? Because it takes some work. It takes some doing to sit down with people and share vibes and share space. Like, that takes, it's not just time, that's energy and effort, right? And so finding the right people and talking to people and like seeing how we fit into all that, that's what we're doing. Just casual, like, you know.
I get it for sure. I get it for sure.
Yeah.
That's-
Podcasts can be the great work, sorry.
Yes.
It can be a magical act.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's cool to
definitely
see
is.
girls doing it. It is cool
You-
to see girls doing it and like conscious of it, not just like you know, some girls are more new age. I'm not making a aspersion. I'm just saying it's usually men who are magicians, but I think that, you know, if we're entering into a new aeon, we have to, you know, be a little more accepting of like, yeah, there are going to be different polarities and different ways to also embody the archetypes.
Mm-hmm. And it
Yeah,
does
for
take some
sure.
magic, right? Like, it does take some doing to do it, and to do it with like a bit of heart. Because one thing for me, and Sarah will be like, oh shit, I've heard this before. One thing for me is I can't stand the contrive. Like if it feels forced, if it feels contrived, if it feels scripted, if it feels, that's bullshit to me. I hate
We don't
anything
like
like
it.
that. I hate
We
anything
hates
like
it.
that. We don't like it. Like it has to be natural. So whatever that is, however that comes out, whatever, you know, if we say or do something stupid, like that's part of it for me. I want that in there. I want people to see like normal, real. I mean, I'm not normal. I don't know why I said that, but like I want people to see the real, whatever that is. And so that does take some doing to say, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to be myself and do my thing. And whatever that is, if people like it or they don't, hopefully we bring something for somebody and they enjoy it, you know?
Yeah.
At the very least, Sarah and I are having a great time talking to each other and talking
There you
to
go.
people.
And we're learning stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's, I mean, we're on our own journeys to learn too. We just want to
Oh,
include
man.
anyone who can hear it. You know, if it,
Yeah.
if it aligns with you, then yeah, come on. If
Kind
it
of stuff
doesn't,
I
boy, bye.
Like, and I have had a grand time meeting people like you, Nick, Tyrone, like all these people with all these awesome ideas that are suddenly, you know, in my brain space. And I appreciate that so much because having people that you can talk with or shoot ideas to, you know, if I need to know something to do with research, I say, hey, yo, cousin Tyrone, how many tabs do you have on this topic?
I'll go
Like,
right over there and go grab them.
I know. And it just opens up, it's opened up a whole new world, you know? And yeah, that's everything. I love that.
And
I'm
Ricardo
appreciative.
too, with his Google Drive stuff.
Oh my
Like
God.
he has, and he knows the exact number of like how many files he has, and it's some ungodly amount, like hundreds of thousands of scientific papers and things like that. So if we want to know about a topic, we can just hit up the Padre.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta start asking him about that shit.
Hit up
Yeah,
the
like
Padre.
if you're, and I mean,
Who
it
out
can
there
be
in
ancient
Portugal?
history or like, yeah, our
Our
Padre, who out
Padre
in
who are in Portugal. We have a whole ass prayer, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone may have told me to say that. I don't know.
He acts like he
Yeah.
hates it, but I think
now
he loves it.
now that y'all say that I used to watch that movie a lot, Vampires.
Mm.
And now I'm starting to see that shit. John
Yeah.
Carpenter's Vampires Padre. Yeah, now
John Carpenter had magical experiences. Nick said this before. I agree with it too. He
Mm.
like if you watch a John Carpenter movie, like even his idea of vampires, like yeah, that was kind of more of an underground one, but it was really interesting and really different than the other vampire movies, and was kind of talking about like the. I don't want to be like there's that part of Twitter that's all about like boys fiction or man's fiction, but it is kind of it's kind of like he's dealing with his inner demons because he's a very flawed person. He is not a good person. The hero.
Yo, totally agree with you. You know, Jen, do you ever see Cigarette Burns?
No, I haven't.
Check that out. Literally on the
Okay.
front cover, you'll have an eclipse and you'll have movie reels. I mean, right there, you already see part of my logo.
Mm.
Check that movie out. It is bugged out. That dude definitely had a magical experience. Yeah, it's like a 54-minute or 55-minute short for Masters of Horror. It was like one episode from that series. Yeah, wild stuff. You got it basically it's based on some movie that if you watch it, it makes you kill yourself. Yeah, and it was like supposedly played in theaters, and some rich dude wanted this guy to go find it for him, and like the rich dude had like there was also like an angel who had its wings like chopped off in the movie. He had the angel in his basement with the wings missing. Shit,
What?
screwed up movie. But when you see it, like you keep seeing the eclipse, and you see all these movie reels, and it's all about death, and there's people killing each other. You start getting the idea.
Mm.
Pretty serious. Yeah.
Just the
That
occult
sounds awesome,
references in
honestly.
your everyday movies is crazy. Like, having some spontaneous thing happen to me and watching like old movies that I've seen years ago and watching them again, like seeing them be a completely different movie now is just mind blowing to me. I mean, once you can pick up on like the symbolism and the occult knowledge that's involved is just crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
The
It's actually
cat.
something
The cat right now is killing me.
Yeah.
Beans.
That's why I started introducing him. This guy's like part of the show at this point. He's
For
always in the
real.
kitchen somehow. For real.
I'm like, where's the
He
cat?
needs his own panel.
He does. He needs his own window.
Yeah.
That's great.
You'll have to get on that. Get on that.
Mhm.
All
Make
right.
that
Yeah.
happen.
Headless, when you're on with us, I want the cat, just so you know.
Oh, the cat's gonna be there regardless.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sometimes he just doesn't let me do it. Like he'll get right between me and the microphone and bat it away.
Yeah.
Because he knows.
Look at him.
Dad's fixing to sit here forever. Gosh.
Cute.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up here, unless anybody's got anything else they want to ask or add. But
No, it's been great.
all right. So,
Yeah.
like, just real quick, let everybody know again the times for your stuff, whatever. Like when
Well,
do you
we
drop the stuff? I know you said you had the monthly roundtable and then your news. Just
Yeah.
remind everybody.
We're looking at each other like who's going to take it.
Who's
This
gonna
is
do
a
it?
common. This is a common issue for us, is that we never know which one's going to talk first. So we kind of just sit and wait sometimes. But we do an episode. We release an episode every 2 weeks, just because we are a new podcast and we didn't want to bite off more than we could chew, and we wanted the time to make quality
Mhm.
instead of trying to pump out a lot of material that's just not good. So we
Drop good
drop an
shorts,
episode.
too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, like the teasers. Yeah, you do. You do keep people interested.
She makes
We try
everything
to-
beautiful.
We try to let people know kind of what the episode's going to be about and who the people are. That way, if they want to go look into them, they have time to do that. And then we drop an episode every 2 weeks. So
On the Wednesday.
we try to, on a Wednesday, every other Wednesday, we drop an episode. We drop the news every Sunday at 11:11. And then we just kind of trickle out shorts through the week and stuff like that. And we try to boost our affiliates, Occult Rejects and Tyrone and Headless
Our
Giant,
homies.
Ricardo,
All our homies.
all our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Try to
pick
put them out
Wednesday-
there.
Did you pick Wednesday for a specific day? I mean, for a specific reason. I mean, or
Midweek.
I picked it
Yeah.
for
Just bring something fresh to your
Okay.
midweek.
no.
Middle of the week.
any occult-
Nothing's pressing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I interrupted, and then you have the news thing too, and the round table.
Yeah, the round
Yeah.
table is just like a new. It's
Should be
new
about
for us.
once a
So
month.
so we're just gonna try to figure out how it all fits in there.
Gotcha.
We're gonna let it tell us what it wants to
Yeah.
be. That's
so
what
This
people
is
keep
what
your
we-
eyes out for that eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those are good ones.
What are all your socials so that people can go follow them on the different platforms?
So we're on X, obviously at Universe Unveiled, IFNP. We are also on Spotify, Rumble, Instagram, Spreaker.
Nice.
Anywhere else there? YouTube, obviously.
YouTube,
And-
obviously.
Yeah. So yeah, all the usual places. We're
Anywhere
around.
you get podcasts, we're there.
Yeah.
They're getting
So-
around. Awesome.
Yeah. And obviously, we also want to remind people to check out the Institute for Natural Philosophy. So you can check out the website, or also on X. Sarah, can you think of anything else?
I think that's pretty much got it all covered.
Does it?
We're getting ready to schedule September.
Yes.
Yeah,
So if you
we're gonna
are an
try-
interesting person, or you know an interesting person who's doing something cool, you can let us know. Drop by, send a DM, reach out on any of those platforms. We're always looking for a new guest, anyone to talk to. You're doing something cool, you're researching something. Did you write a book?
Definitely.
Come and check us out.
Do you have a link tree by chance? For some
We do
reason I
have a
thought-
link tree.
Yeah,
we do
sorry,
have a
after
link
the
tree,
show,
yeah.
Please send it to me, and I'll put that in the show notes because that condenses all the stuff that you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you
I'll
only
send it
have
to
your YouTube on your Twitter, so I'll take
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. I need to just put the link tree in the Twitter. That'd be
Yeah.
wise.
That would be wise.
But
I think I was supposed to do that days ago and I forgot.
It's a possibility.
Anyway,
sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, please let me get that so I can add it to the show notes so they can.
Yeah,
find
for
it.
sure.
absolutely. Thank you.
Of
And we want to
course,
say
of course.
thank you to you guys for coming and hanging out with us. Headless, we're going to see you next week. Nick, your episode is up next. Cousin Tyrone, you need to go have a nap.
I know, right?
And Jin, it was a pleasure to finally meet you.
Yes, yes. It's so crazy because we watch this all the time, and now
Yeah.
we're on here. So,
Hey, y'all.
hey, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, we appreciate all the work that you guys do, and Nick, all the guests that you've had on. And
Thank
yeah.
you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they paved the way.
Yeah, you're out here killing it for sure. I really, really, really enjoy your format, and I always
That's right.
look forward to watching and listening to all the guests and their perspectives. So thank you.
The people I get on are fucking amazing. People I get to
Yeah.
work with, really.
Yes.
Very grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I went on the show with you two, that was actually, I mean, I had a blast. So definitely check it out. And they had some really good questions.
Yeah, it is a good time.
I was impressed.
And it's funny.
No, but there was some gems in there for sure. So
yeah. I'm looking forward to your episode for sure.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll Headless, if you can. Would you like to let everybody know again where they can send their emails to and where they can find your show?
You got it. I got a show coming up tomorrow called The Trilogues with Ricardo and Ethan. And also, if you want to check out my show on Thursdays, send your emails to headlessgiantpodcast@gmail.com and we will read them. And also give you a glyph or a sigil, symbol, however you want to call it.
Yeah, I love that. So regardless, even if the mail's whacked, you're still gonna at least get a sigil or a symbol. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn something. You can't go wrong with this. Yeah, please. You got any stories or weird dreams? Send them to Headless. Yeah, and I also wanted to try to plug. I keep forgetting. I do have these dates to these places. I wanted to mention at the beginning, but I forgot. There will be these events going on, and some of them are like Bigfoot, cryptid, UFO, paranormal. So there, it's like all kind of like a mix of weird things that I was able to get boots at. So if you're in the area, September 26th to 27th, it will be in Mount Airy, Georgia. There'll be some Bigfoot Comicon type thing. It's not like comics, but it's just like Bigfoot people into that shit. Yeah. Then they also have October 4th. There'll be like another Bigfoot thing in Franklin, North Carolina. Then October 18th is Charlie's Beyond Belief in Fort Myers, Florida. I'll be there. Brooke is one of the speakers at the event. She has Dark Florida's podcast, and she is a part of the Occult Rejects. So yeah, she'll be speaking. She'll have a booth. I'll have a booth. The girls that she works with, they'll have a booth. It should be a pretty cool time for the day. Then in October 25th and 26th, there will be one in Greenville, South Carolina. That's more of on UFO stuff. November 22nd, Mooresville, North Carolina. And then December 6th, there will be authors, artists, and filmmakers. They're into kind of this type of stuff at Mount Airy, Georgia. So we will be I'll be at all of those. Tyrone will be at probably as many as he can make. And if any other Occult Rejects can make it, they will be there. But all these events too are like about $10. So if you're in the area, you could just fucking pay the $10 and just come in and like tell us we suck or whatever and leave. Or, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, either way, I mean, you'll get your $10 worth, even if there's one speaker that's good. So come check it out. I'll have obviously more information as the dates get closer to where these things are actually going to be and the sites for them to go check it out. But yeah, that's just I guess a teaser for now. And I'm going to shut up and I'll let Tyrone let everybody know where they can find all his amazing work.
Yeah, I love this discussion. I can't wait for more, of course. I can't wait till the group starts doing more things. It's going to be awesome. So, yeah, I'm definitely happy and excited for that. Everything you can find on me is on my website, rebirthoftheword.com. My book can be found on Amazon, Journey Through the Origins of History. And I do plan on making to as many of the conventions that I can with Nick.
Yeah. It'll be fun. We're going to have a good time, man. And Jin, are you there, sir? I don't know. Maybe I think he had to step away. I don't know if he came back yet. So, all right. Well, yeah. Check out Jim.
No, sorry, I was muted. I apologize. Okay. I muted myself, not on the button, and I'm sorry. I just realized that. Okay, so I'll just be really quick. Thank you so much. It was awesome to meet Jacqueline and Sarah, and obviously I followed them, and I see them liking my stuff. So, but it's always like you're free agents, right? No one's obligated to like each other, but I actually do, and I think it was awesome to meet you, and I thank you for the opportunity, Nick. And if people want to check me out, I'm at Wukong Reborn on X, Twitter, or at Threshold Saints on IG and also Twitter. And I've got tons of episodes coming out. So on my solo show, and then we also have the Grey Lodge, which is our roundtable. Obviously, I borrowed, as I told you pre-recording, Nick, I borrowed it from both you and Dan. So shout out to you both for giving me the senior magi, giving the young guns a little bit younger, giving us inspiration. So thank you so much, and thank you Tyrone and Headless also.
All right, and yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, you guys already pretty much let everybody know where they can find all your stuff. Thank you everybody in the chat. That is what's up. There was seems like everybody here from the beginning stayed through the whole thing. I had a really good time. It was nice getting you both on again. I appreciate that you had me on and you entertained what came out of my mouth, and you kind of took me serious to an extent. So, I appreciated that. So, I'm definitely glad we all met each other, because I think we all have a lot of the same interests and are kind of looking
Definitely.
at the same.
Yeah.
And we're all going to find some stuff together, I think, so I look forward to the future.
Sarah, next Wednesday is this week coming. That's Nick's episode, right?
Yeah, the 27th.
Yeah, everybody wait for the 27th. That'll be Nick's episode on as a guest on UU. So everybody can look forward to that. It's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, thank you to the chat again. That's why we go live. I had a great time. And later I might be going live with Library of the Untold. He's coming on, but I just don't know if we're going live yet or not. Probably. But if you want to check that out later around 6 o'clock, we might be doing that too. So until then, everybody be well. Later.
Thank you.